Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this NXT Review and Opinions video. Now, I wish I could give you scores for all the matches, but I didn't get scores for all the matches. Certainly that main event, of course, ending with that big war, that big invasion by TNA, meant that we didn't actually do a poll for that match. But the opening match, Lexis versus Myles, that did get great 61%. Sadly, we did kind of dip down after that. Candice against Lainey Reid was good 92%. The Graces going up against each other was good 96. I think the Dark State match probably would have been in the good range as well. I don't know what we would have done with that main event. I think the match was okay, but really it was all about the invasion, wasn't it? So maybe not a week so much for the matches, but certainly a lot of talking points. The talking points video took me quite a bit of time to kind of put together because there were so many vignettes and there's a fair few stories and, you know, Jasmine being out of Fatal Influence is a massive shock. You would think they would build to that a little bit more. I know there's been lots of teases, but, like, I don't know, like, Jace is involved in, like, a little thing with Lola. We've got the PLE this weekend. I don't know, you'd kind of think they'd give it more room to breathe. That could have been a bombshell that kind of ended this episode. Obviously, we didn't need it this week, but it does make you wonder, why didn't we do it next week? So, I don't know. I really don't know what's happening there, but that's a massive talking point. So, with that being said, let's work our way down the comments, shall we? So, Taker1990 said, NXT was 9.5. The invasion angle is fire. The build for Blake and Jordynne Grace is fire. The build for JC and Lola is fire. The build for No Mercy is fire. And the build for Cody Seth at Crown Jewel was fire. Cody Seth don't have to appear until Crown Jewel. Shout out to you, Daze. Taker1990. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed the show. I didn't actually give my score for NXT, but I think I would be settling on about a 7.5. I think it was really good, and the invasion was really good, but there is a chunk of matches there that I think could have been a bit stronger. And so I think that this was a really good, really solid episode with a really big ending. A lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. I was thoroughly sports entertained, but yeah, I think I'd definitely be looking for those matches in the middle to be a little bit stronger. I do also think that Jasmine moment really needed a bit more room to breathe. I feel like it's just going to be overshadowed by the fact we're at war, and war does do that, by the way. You know, when you're at war, it is a pretty big deal. So, yeah, I'm probably about a 7.5, maybe 7.75, but really enjoyed it. We very much followed up yesterday's Raw. And you know what Raw is, spelt backwards. Elite Pro Wrestling Forum said, ominous open to set the stage for the night. Lights Out was great. Love the OG Pillman gear. Love Dark State. Rest was mostly fun. Perfect main and fallout. Invasion could have gone longer, but it's just the beginning. Excited to see it unfold on both shows. Loaded and historic. So a 9, said Elite Pro Wrestling Forum. Real John said, solid show. Love the TNA invasion being teased throughout the night. Seems like Fatal Influence have got some problems. NXT once again delivers. 7.75. Vic said, really good show. I want more for Myles, though. The match was solid. Enjoying the documentary-style segments. Wondering what Hendry will do next. It's getting a little old, in my opinion. Good showing for Dark State. Having the NASCAR guy felt a bit like an ad. I am ready for the war, says Vic. Scoring a 7. Dean said, I thought NXT was really good. I just wish the last match did not end in a DQ, as I thought till the DQ, the last match was the best match. Loved the first match as well, and nice to see Matt Cardona back in WWE. Hope to be in the live streams again soon. So, Dean, thank you. Robbie said, great show, as always. 8. Excited for No Mercy's far superior card over WrestlePalooza, and for Tavian to get his comeuppance. TNA versus NXT, it's time for war. LFG. Maybe they will announce a PLE for this around Survivor Series time. Let's go. Well, we're ready. Ryder said 7.5. Another fun episode of NXT that kept me engaged across the 2 hours. Really enjoyed the Lights Out match. JC Lola promo, Ricky Saints video, fun 6-man tag with Dark State continuing to get better in the ring, and the TNA stuff sprinkled throughout the show. William said, I like the new Blake Monroe. Jordynne Grace has it coming. So, yes, that is an interesting evolution for her character. Daryl said, hope you're wearing that war hat when you read this. Charge. NXT gets a 7.5. Great show. Oba Femi hopefully gets called up to the main roster soon. We need Oba versus Brock in the future. See you for SmackDown. Daryl, thank you. John Elite said, love seeing the TNA talents showing up in the background. Really enjoyed the invasion angle at the end. Jasmine kicked out of Fatal Influence. I wouldn't mind Myles challenging Ethan for the North American title if Tavian doesn't get the job done on Saturday at No Mercy. Brady said, I love that we got an unexpected Tyra interaction where it was confirmed that Tatum and Alexa are best friends. You realise we might never see a Fatal Influence entrance the same. Was funny. Not for me, Brady. Not for me. I mean, honestly, I would probably be weeping right now if it wasn't for the fact that we were at war. He Who Smiles said, it was a pretty fun show. Sadly, I was around for NWO Invasion, so not only was this nowhere as good, but I've seen the angle twice before. That time and when WWE tried to recreate it. So I'm going to give it a 7 because not all the matches were that great. Mitchell said, I thought it was a really fun show. I wish we got a little bit more in-ring action. Dark State, for me, completely lost their aura. Now they're just dweebs in underwear. Love the main event chaos with TNA. I'm going to go 7 range, said Mitchell. Phoenix Maximus said, I legit think HBK might be a booking god. Never bad. Rarely just good, usually very good to great. Makes sense. As a wrestler, I think he was legit the GOAT. Dude didn't even understand how to have a bad match. This invasion is going to be so much better than that WCW one. Well, do you know what? I mean, the good thing about this one is that both sides are stacked. You know, the problem with the WCW one is that when we took over WCW, we didn't get all the contracts. So, I mean, you couldn't have Sting, you couldn't have Hogan, you couldn't have Nash. Like, we didn't have the big names, we didn't have Goldberg. So you couldn't really do WCW invading WWE because we didn't have all the big WCW stars. Whereas this time, we're playing with a full NXT roster, we're playing with a full TNA roster, and yeah, let's go. I mean, I don't know what this means in regards to Tessa, though. I didn't see Tessa getting involved. And obviously, very unfortunate. We're finding out, you know, Masha Slamovich. I really have not dug into that yet, but seems like that's a pretty serious situation. So, horrible timing for all of that as well. But as I said, I've not looked into that yet, so. Crystal said, enjoyed it. Love the ending, 7.5. Hannah said, great show, 8. Let's go NXT. TNA sucks. One thing I'm going to say, we're going to have fun with this, right? I'm looking forward to this war, and we are at war, but we do have to remember the bigger war is with AEW. We do need to remember that, right? I don't want to see us kind of tearing each other apart and getting to a point where we can't come back together when the time requires it, because I think we're going to have a big falling out, just like you do with your family at Christmas, and then I think we are going to come together once again, just like your family the day after Christmas, right? So, you know, we need to make sure that we don't maybe overstep any lines. And I think we can achieve that by just remembering that the real enemy is Tony Khan. Jay Omega said, tonight's NXT had a great ending, had the greatest ending. The matches were amazing, especially the Lights Out match. Backstage segments with TNA wrestlers where they were walking behind was amazing too. This show gets a 7.9 NXT TNA War. Raymond said, Daze, I thought NXT was very good. To say the matches were just so awesome and that this was the best NXT I've ever watched. Plus the TNA invasion was fire. I'm going to rate it a respectable 8.25. That's very respectable. Chris said, Daze, really good. Giving it an 8. I think that's very fair. Just glad that 2 nights in a row of excellent sports entertainment. It's nice to not have anything to complain about. We can find some at Chris. With WWE. Hopefully the TNA invasion goes better than that WCW invasion. It's going to be good, I hope. Well, we did touch on that WCW invasion, and I think we've kind of explained why we can be a bit more optimistic. Subhodeep said, Daze, NXT was great again. How will they build on the invasion angle? Because they're not live every week. Well, I don't know. I can't answer the TNA thing. I mean, NXT is live each week. So I don't know. I mean, maybe NXT is going to have to try and get onto the same page and figure out how they respond to this invasion. If they've already taped the shows and we know an invasion doesn't happen, then I'm guessing that we're just going to have to bide our time a little bit until we get to the next set of tape-ins. But you can always do backstage things, can't you? You can always have a few things, a few people rocking up to TNA backstage, taking out a few people backstage. I don't know that that can't be recorded and then inserted into the programs that have already been taped. So, don't know. It's hard. I don't watch TNA. So if they have already recorded those episodes and there was no big pushback, then I don't know, are we close to the next set of tapings? That would be my question. Johnny said, on guard, TNA. That's right. Message being sent. Look, there is me and Johnny. I don't know which one is me and I don't know which one is Johnny, but we are both. That is us going into battle. That is us both ready, highly trained, going into war. Jason said, great show, 775. And Matthew said, Daze, this is a 3-parter. Well, Matthew, I hope you are Team NXT because I will read your 3 parts. But if I read this and it turns out you're Team TNA, I will be livid, right? I've got a lot of opinions here. The show is red hot and spicy. And I thought the episode was show of the year. Not takeover PLE level, though, but it was white hot from the get-go. First hour was okay. Lyra is going to save Tatum at Havoc. The segment with Arianna and Stax was okay, and great in-depth about Ricky in his hometown. And I think he'll get that NXT championship. I think he's going to do it. And I think that Ava immediately knew that TNA is involved. Why is she in the UK? Don't know. And meetings over there. Yeah, I think you're making a good point that people may be a bit quick to kind of just move past that. Just quick to move past that. Something tells me that she could be involved in this invasion. It would make sense that the UK would be involved. But the brawl to end it was a masterpiece. I give this 10 out of 10. See you for SmackDown. Yeet. Matthew, thank you. And I can only presume that you are Team NXT. Brendan is Team NXT. He's just put in a GIF here, basically confirming it. So, Brendan, thank you. And Shane said, good show, 8. Ring the Bell Wrestling said, solid show. Back to normal levels after last week. All expectations for the main event and invasion delivered. Love how it went off air. More No Mercy builds. And that is looking like another great NXT PLE. Chase U impressed. Fatal Attraction member removed. Seemingly. Overall, 7. So there we go. Lots of praise for this NXT, and rightly so. I think this was a really, really enjoyable episode. I think the quality of the matches just knocked down my score, but yeah, this was good. I really enjoyed this. And it's so exciting to think where we're going next as well. So, don't know what it means for Thursday with TNA, but as we've just said, if they've been recorded in advance, we might not get much pushback. We might have to wait till next week with NXT. And hopefully Sean can kind of rally the troops. I mean, it needs someone to kind of step up and... I mean, it should be Ava, but she's not around. So someone's got to rally the troops. So, yeah, this could be quite a long build. So I'm sure they've got a plan. I'm sure it's mapped out week after week. If we're going all the way to Survivor Series, I mean, that's like 2 months away. I mean, that's the end of November. That's like 8 weeks. So, I mean, it's not like soon. So that's going to give us lots of twists and turns. So, yeah, exciting. Really exciting. My God, I'm already excited for Saturday. God only knows what happens Saturday. Maybe we get more TNA involvement on Saturday. So, I don't know. I mean, obviously, we're doing that show. We're back again next week. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I'm so excited. Wrestling is really cooking right now. This is genuinely one of the most exciting times of the year. With AJ coming back, Sammy doing his open challenges, the invasion story, Asuka turning on EO, like some great stuff going on right now.